Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. Well, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, just me. Well, I'm the young commentator and I'm sorry about the headlines that we put on the show tonight. But unfortunately, we had one coming because one or two of them are away on holiday because it's a long bank holiday weekend and I think everyone knows what is going on at the moment. So it's a bit topsy-turvy at the moment. So I've given the young commentators a message them all and just said, look, let's get together next week after this this long weekend and hopefully we can get young commentators back on the road, back on the show and get the lads up and running once again. But I've been also absolutely mayhem. Honestly, I spent all day yesterday, you wouldn't believe, working with the lottery, the banks. Obviously, as you know, we're lottery funded and I'm hoping to try and get another lottery, some funding, basically to continue with the young commentators and add a little bit more spice to it. Get some editors in, volunteers if you're a volunteer editor, and you can do some editing on our films because we want to take the kids out and talk to parents and other teams as the season goes on. Well, please just get in touch with myself now at don'texttheline.com. And as you can see, no drinks, no nothing. Basically because I forgot to make myself a cup of tea while the show's going on. So after 20 minutes I can put the kettle on and make myself a nice cup of tea, relax. I've been putting some logos on tracksuit here because we're looking forward to tomorrow because it's the grassroots season. When we say grassroots season, we know some games started off last week, but tomorrow is the big one because myself and Col Fulton have teamed up because we're managing young commentators under 7s and we want to see how they fare under us, under new management should they say. I wonder how the kids will be. I know one will be okay because he's my grandson, he'll be alright, he'll be like that, thumbs up to me. And I've had one or two of them in the studio as well, as you know yourself, talking away. And I'm hoping to get more of the kids as we go along in the season back in the studio and get their thoughts on the likes of the respect, what we're doing. As young kids, as 6-year-olds, what do they feel about parents shouting on the touchline? Does it worry them? Does it scare them? I know it's hard because they're only 6, so it's hard to get them in the studio. We all know what kids are like when you start asking them questions, they'll freeze up. But I've got a box of sweets there, look, box of sweets untouched, not touching them. But I know I've got a guest coming in over the weekend and I've just mentioned him, Col Fulton. He'll be digging into them. I'll tell you what, head first, right in there. I know what Col's like. His jammy dodges, his biscuits, and a load of sweets. He's going to be in his element. He's going to love it. He can't wait. Cup of tea, bottle of water. What more could you ask for? My guests are looked after here when they come into the studio, I assure you. And we're going to have one or two guests as we go along in the studio. Wayne should be back from his honeymoon soon. I think he just keeps putting pictures up. Him and his missus, his new wife now. Thumbs up, all these old photographs that he's taken. He's been back probably 2 weeks just after he got married and he's just taking these photographs and putting one individual up as if he's still away, so I don't get on his back, don't give him a red card and the kids don't. The kids won't tonight because they're not here. What is it with you, Wayne? Are you back? Are you just having me on? Anyway, we'll have Wayne. He's got to catch up with these celebrities for the kids as well, and he will do. I know he will, because you can't promise kids anything and not keep that promise up. And he knows he's a stickler for that one, and I am myself. So don't worry, kids, you'll be doing that. And young Dan as well, on the young commentators, he's really geared up to be one of these young referees. Next year he's 14, and he keeps asking me the questions. Can I set him up? Yeah, I'll get him in the North Liverpool JFL when he passes his referee course. And he's really adamant that is what he wants to do. He wants to be a ref. So I told him to watch these referees when the Premier League are on. Don't sort of model yourself on him because he's unique. It's his own, he has his own style. Don't base yourself on someone else's style. Just admire them, what they do, and just learn the movements they do and just try to emulate the movements that these referees do, and then you start looking up and checking up on the FA website and he's got all the information and I'll make him into a top class referee, I assure you. We've been together, these young commentators, what, nearly 3 years, through the COVID, through thick and thin. And we've built up a brilliant relationship, and honestly can't wait for them to go out with the microphones and talk to you, the people who matter, the football family out there. They're going to make a big difference, you know, because they've learned a lot about the Ref Spec campaign. Don't cross the line. They know it's our 20th anniversary. I've got big plans for them as we go forward, and hopefully we'll get this lottery grant so we can do a little bit more. They'll be happy with that side of things, and it keeps us going. That's what it's all for. Cap in hand. If anyone wants to donate to Don't Cross the Line, go onto our website. There's a PayPal button there, and then just click in something, you know, towards what we do, because we're a not-for-profit organisation. It's our 20th anniversary. As from December, we've been going since 2003. So I've got big plans. I haven't stopped. I've been work behind the scenes, and I'm doing my full-time job as well, which is 24-hour shifts over 2 days a week. And that really does take it out of me, but I know what I've got to do when I come out of that, because I finish 8 AM and then my day starts right again, because I don't miss a chance, an opportunity to make a difference. And that's all I want to try and do, make a difference and make football great for the kids, so the kids are smiling, the kids are happy, and the young referees and the experienced referees are happy as well, knowing that there's someone out there trying to do the work behind their backs to try and make sure that these irate parents, spectators, managers are all behaving. Basically, that's what it is. That's what we need them to do, behave when the referee goes out there. It's easy to make a mistake. I make 10, 20 mistakes per day. No one pulls me up on them. I don't, you know, I feel terrible that I've done the mistakes, and I try and recharge my batteries and get those mistakes right. But why do we have to turn around when a referee makes a mistake? You're thinking, oh, he's ripping us off. That referee's supposed to be impartial, supposed to be not on their side. He's always on their side. He's blowing the whistle for them. He's cost us 5 goals up to now. This is what happens, and that shouldn't be. Take it out the way, you know, because we're playing football tomorrow. It's not a league, and it's just about the kids developing their skills, playing the game of football. So why would parents and spectators start shouting and screaming at a referee? Because in their head, it's a game, that's it, we have to win at all costs. But those kids will only grow up because mums and dads at the moment and the family are their role models, so they listen and learn off them. So if you shout and scream at those kids, they're going to take that back with them, and they think it's all right to shout and scream at that referee on the field of play. But it's not going to happen with Don't Cross the Line. Club TXT, LFC, Lions are going to be there. We're going to be monitoring, we're going to be watching, and we know we'll probably have 1 or 2 parents shouting from our side as well, but we'll do everything in our power to stop that. And I'm sure, you know, it's only 5 aside, 7 kids in the team, not many parents. So we want to try and teach these kids, and, you know, because we'll have media coming down talking to the kids what it's like about Don't Cross the Line. We have our own mascot, and everyone's seeing him, Don't Cross, and he'll be out soon with the kids and do a photo shoot with them. And just to portray the message once again, don't cross the line, respect on and off the field of play. We need to keep our referees within the game, no ref, no game. We've gone through quite a few stories over the last couple of years. 1 or 2 of the young referees being upset, being in tears. We've talked to them over the things that they're saying and shouting and screaming, and the verbal abuse, the aggressive behaviour towards them, they're not good enough and all that. They've got to develop, because you couldn't shout at a kid on that football pitch that they're not good enough, get out my team. You can't. The kids are only developing and learning. That will stick for life, and it does stick for life. And I know, because when I was a kid, and I always remember the unpositive things that were shouted towards me and things that were done that you have those memories with. You know, I won't go into detail, but you do memorise all these things, we all do, and you don't talk about them. You bottle them up and you take them with you, and you grow up with them, and you want to try and forget them, but you never do. So we've got to give positive side of things, so that it affects the kids in a positive manner and a positive way. Those kids can then grow up and enjoy themselves and pass on to their kids as well. Because I see, and I keep telling you this story, I see quite a few, and Wayne's one of them, of these young coaches and also parents who played for me. They've got their own kids now, and honestly, we keep in touch, we keep talking, we keep bumping into each other, and we swap stories all the time and how their kids are doing it. And I'm hoping I was a good gaffer, because I'm back towards that now, and the kids will grow up. And I remember when I used to have kids knocking on the door asking, am I playing out, coming out. This is honestly after games of football, and they're only little, and you're thinking, look at this, I'm in their gang, they love me as a leader. And that's what I want to be, but in a positive way. And I want to mix in with your managers, your coaches, your parents, and we want to laugh, we want to go out there and enjoy and talk about the football in a positive manner. That's what we really need to do. Okay, we all want to win, don't we? We know that. But there's ways of winning, there's ways of losing, and we all just need to understand that you can't win everything. And you know, and if you don't win everything, just go out and enjoy it, and just watch the smile on your child's face, or someone else's child, the smile and the humour that the kids have got as well. If kids got attitude, yeah, leave that to the manager, leave that to the referee, leave it to the coach, excuse me, leave it to the committees. People do know, and we can get those attitudes out of them. It's not worth having to go at your own child saying, he just kicked my kid and all this. You've got to stand back and let it all work out and balance itself out. And that's what the coaches are good at, you know. If there's a little bit of a fight there, scuffle, then the coaches are in, managers are in. We just need to work it out ourselves and talk to ourselves. We're not shouting. He's gone in there 4 or 5 times. We need to, yeah, if a child goes in with a bad tackle, we need to turn around and talk to that child. And it's entirely up to the referee if they want to send them out on a sin bin, so we can explain to them then and explain. And I would take 5-10 minutes out. It didn't bother me. So the assistant or the manager can then put another player on, talking to the child what is about, what is right, what is wrong, and just trying to give them that confidence that they deserve, because confidence is a big thing, not just in football but in everyday life. And if some of these kids have not got the confidence, they're never going to improve. We just need to give them the confidence, and this is why when we put in for lottery grants we do this, bring the kids in. And you know what, these kids that you're seeing them now, I get loads of messages of all kinds and telling me the way the kids have grown up and they've improved. They're bigger than me now. They started off small. Okay, everyone's bigger than me. I know what, I can imagine what you're all saying out there, but come on, it's unreal. They're brilliant, and they've got lovely manners, lovely ways about themselves, and I can imagine they're going to do very well in school. And it's great to talk to the parents and work with the parents as well. We've built up a massive relationship, and when you consider that we didn't know any of them and we do now, and they know the work we do and they appreciate the work that we do, and we're talking as friends as if we've known each other for years. It's what we have now. It's amazing. That's what we want to do, continue the good work with young commentators, with our Hearts of Gold initiatives, with Don't Cross the Line, with our respect, no ref, no game. Let's put power into grassroots football, and let's get the glory out of this. And we can all work together to get the glory out of it. And do you know what? Let's get the bad things out the way of grassroots football. Let's go there tomorrow for starting at the North Liverpool JFL. I want to make a friendship with the teams, with the other players, with, you know, get on with them, get to know the names, the parents. That's the way it should be. And I hope more parents will, with us coming on there. It's going to be hard because we know no parents are allowed on grass pitches, so it's going to be hard for them to meet each other. It really is. So when they mingle in, maybe they can all talk, maybe they can all have a little bit of a laugh and a joke, and get the kids laughing and joking, but enjoying their football as well. Because at the end of the day, no matter what you say, football is a serious thing, and it is in the north, especially on Merseyside. Football, what did Bill Shankly said? He come out with it. You know, it's a matter of life or death. It's more important than that. It's not a matter of life or death. It's more important, and it is, in a sense, when you work it out and you look at the kids playing football and you look at the passion, and we don't take passion away from anywhere, from Don't Cross the Line. We agree with passion. We like to let that passion come out, but when it overrides, the passion overrides and it goes into aggression, that's when you have to take a back seat, and that's when you have to take a breath and start saying, whoa, no. And it's not okay. The message I have to portray to you tonight and let you know as mums and dads, brothers and sisters, aunties, uncles, nans and granddads, it does not now, with the safeguarding implements and the FA, the way they're coming out with things, because they're going to take action. They're going to take action on teams who are verbally abusive to referees. I know you can all nod your heads and shake your heads and say, we've heard this for years, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And you can see now, okay, there's no league, so what does it matter in the young under 6s, under 7s, when you say, oh, teach up points, lose the game, because you get nothing out of it. it's only about a development league. But as they get older, if that happens and they start losing the points, where's it going to leave everyone? And how is that parent or brother, sister, whatever it is, whoever it is, going to feel if they're losing the kids' points? You know, just be very, very wary of what is happening and try and say to yourself, do you know what, I've got to take a back seat. It's not all right for a mum or dad to shout at their own child and scream at them and tell them you're not doing this. It's not. Now they're stopping all that. It's hard to say, because you just look at, and I don't want to call them do-gooders, just look at all the government and the way they're coming out with all these things, and the safeguarding, that gives you an instance. The safeguarding side of things, you know, because we've got safeguarding officers, welfare officers, they can actually put in a complaint about the way you're treating your own child, and that can go to safeguarding. Now, you saw not so long ago when he brought out that law, that rule, where you can't slap a child and what have you, your own child. People are still doing it, they're going to jail, they're getting fined, and this is what they're trying to bring in to grassroots football. You can see that now, or sporting activities. So it's going to get tougher, it's going to get harder, but no need to. If you're out there just encouraging the children to play football or get involved in their sporting activities, something has to be done if referees are really getting threatened, verbally abused, being shown aggressive behaviour, bullied. We don't need it, or there's racist comments shouted at them. That needs to stop. Draw the line, take it out, and don't cross the line. Basically, we just need to work together as a team, as a real force, and enjoy it. I'm going up there tomorrow to enjoy it, and I can't wait, because me and Cole bounce off each other, and the kids will bounce off each other. Let's get them laughing, let's get them joking, and let's try and find out other children's names as well, and you know, give them a round of applause. They put a nice tackle in, nice bit of play. Let's go and enjoy the football. That's all it is about, developing. And who knows, some of these kids may go on to make it to the big time. Just may go on. It's going to be really, really hard for them to do that. And the parents need to get that message into their heads. And we'll mention it again tomorrow about, if the scout's on the line, it doesn't mean that your child is going to be playing for Liverpool, Everton, Man United, Man City, whoever it may be. They'll just grab them if they think they've got a little bit of a potential, and they just want to get them into an academy and then see how things go. But believe me, and I'll tell you that tomorrow as well, I've seen a lot of disappointments with kids who have gone to academies, kids who have gone to big clubs, and kids who have gone to every single club and hope to find another team. And only kids, that's what we've got to remember. When they get 14, 15, 16, that's when it gets serious, and that's when the kids, if they believe they can go out there and do it, and the scouts believe they've got something, that's when it gets important. But as kids, honestly, just bear with me and watch me, and I'll tell you that all these kids would just not make it, even though they're getting taken from an academy. They'll take a whole team just to look at one child, and you might think, wow, we're at Liverpool, we're at Everton, we're at Man United this week. They're watching our, you know, and then they've signed contracts to play for them. Will they carry on? I don't know. How many kids from a younger age have really made the grade? But you can count them on one hand from being as 14. There's quite a few, but do they ever make that massive team, or to just go on to a lower league? This is what it's all about. So long, I know you all want the big, big money, and we all want every single kid to make it, but they all won't make it, believe me. So all I want to try and put the message out, and again I'll say this tomorrow, just let the kids play, let them enjoy themselves, let them have friendship, and let them develop in their own little way. And honestly, it'll make them better kids, better players, and it'll make you better as well. And you respect the referees and each other a lot better than what probably you're doing now. So you'll kick yourself if you start making a mistake by shouting and screaming on a touchline and scaring the team away, or you're being asked to leave, or the referee has said no more, I'm abandoning the game. That's when it gets a little bit upsetting for everyone. So think before you do anything, count to 10, and then if you think you're still going to be irate as a parent, as a spectator, walk away and leave it, and just say, I had to walk away because I was going to shout something. And I would respect it, everyone would respect it, and you'd respect yourself more because you keep yourself sane, if you know where I'm coming from. and then you'd think, do you know what, I done well there. I wasn't stupid, I wasn't scaring the kids, I wasn't scaring the parents, I wasn't having to go to the referee, that referee didn't walk away from the game. And I think you'd thank yourself for doing that as well. So always remember, when you're going out there, on a Saturday, on a Sunday, on a week game, on a tournament, just think of the kids, think of the referees, and just think it's a game. It is a game. It's a game of football, or it could be another sport and activity that you want your kids to enjoy. And if you're shouting and screaming, that's not going to happen. And I've gone over the 20 minutes, I didn't realise because I hadn't shut up talking. Hope you've enjoyed the show without our young commentators. I have, but they'll be back next week, no doubt, I assure you. And there'll be loads more sweets that you can all dig into. In the meantime, someone's going to get fat and eat these sweets. Put your hand up if you want any. I bet you every single one of you do. Anyway, thank you for tuning into the show on DXTL TV, on SoundCloud. We'll be back again tomorrow evening at 7. Please tune in, and don't forget, it's free to subscribe on DXTL TV on YouTube. Just subscribe and you can tune in anytime. See you tomorrow at 7. Myself, Maldy, and all the team here at the Grassroots Show. Don't cross the line, and respect programme and the Heart of Gold. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Good night, God bless.